Let's assume you're inside of a grocery store and you catch this lady looking at you, staring at you, giving you the eye. And at first you look back and look to the side to see if that lady is looking at you or looking at somebody else, because this typically don't happen to you. And she looking fly, you know what I'm saying? You liking what you see. So you decide to go over and talk to her. She tell you her name is Hazel. And you're like, well, hey, my name is such and such, and I'd like to, hang out with you later. She's like, cool, that's fine. And things is going rather easy, because it don't really go this easy like that. And you call her. She says, hey, let's meet up for lunch. You go to lunch, and let's go back to the house, and booty clapper sounds. Ah, yes, everything is cool. But there's only one problem. Hazel was born a man.
Not gonna lie, bro. Not gonna lie. If there was no words indicating that, okay, this woman was a man, high key, I'd crash out too, bro. Because I would crash out, bro. I'm trying to tell you, bro. Just because, right? Cuz did not say nothing. And even if he said something, I would still dip. I got to go. So we gonna see what bro talk about. We gonna see what bro talk about that.
That's right. Hazel was transgender. So my question to you is,
nah, that don't count, Jazz. That does not count, Jazz.
What do you do? Rewind! This is what happened with a young man in Chicago by the name of Orlando Perez.
Investigators say the teenage suspect was so enraged that after shooting the victim multiple times, he left and then returned to the crime scene to open fire once again. Police say video from the neighborhood led them to the alleged 18-year-old Orlando Perez, now held without bond. Investigators say Perez had gone home with the victim, 37-year-old Selena Reyes Hernandez, shortly after meeting her on the morning of May 31st. And in her basement apartment in Marquette Park, Perez learned Reyes Hernandez was transgender.
The offender became very upset.
Yo, keep it up, bro. What would y'all do, though? Like, let's just say you on top of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you on top, you about to crush, and then you like, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, you put your hand out, hey, yo. I'm just saying, like, cause you gotta think the person never told you. So like you going into this joint blind. It'd be different if like you wasn't going in blind. Cause you know what I'm saying? Like, it don't matter, bro. Like, you like what you like. But you go in there blind and you be like, hey, yo, what is that?
He left the residence. He became more upset, and that's when he came back to the residence, and then he brutally murdered the victim in this case.
Prosecutors say Perez returned to the apartment a third time, again opening fire on the victim's lifeless body.
And in this case with Orlando Perez, the transgender woman was much older than he was, in the 30s. This was a young guy, 18, which leads me to believe that, although it was legal for the transgender to be messing with this young man, he was young, okay? And he was impressionable. He just didn't know that this person was not born a woman. He actually had to find out when he got there. The problem was when he found out, he shouldn't have came back and gunshots. That was the issue, right? That was premeditated murder. And that's why he's in jail right now. That part of the situation was against the law. But it was also wrong of this person to make him believe that they were a woman when in fact he found out that they were not. And who knows how far they were getting into it. Basically, the transgender individual should have let the person know up front that I am born a man and now this.
I feel like that's just communication right there. Like, that's easy communication, even though it's not as easy said than done. Like, it's easy though. It's like, all right, like, listen, before we do this, I'm that. Cuz came back. He went back. He left the crib, came back with a blick and crashed out.
Then he would have had the opportunity to choose a situation. But also, that's not the only case. The biggest case of them all is trending all across Highland Park, Michigan, which is right outside of Detroit. There was a young man who was 17 at a...
Jazz, keep it a buck. You know him? You know this guy? No. He right outside of Detroit.
Nah, he was on Metro Detroit News.
I'm trying to tell you. I know you know him, bro.
At the time, by the name of Carlos Lamar Scotland. He came across Aisha Davis. Looking at Aisha Davis or Asia Davis, from what I'm seeing.
Yo, Double O, bro, you can't tell me this don't look like a woman, bro. Like, Double O swiping right, not gonna lie. Double O swiping right, not gonna lie, bro.
And right now, this to me looks like a woman that was born a woman. He's a young kid looking to clap some cheeks. He goes in there, booty clapping sounds. Then he finds out that this particular individual is not born a woman. And if this information gets out, man, it's going to be bad. So this is the decision that he made.
A cold murder case is finally solved. Let's get out to Highland Park in Shawn Lay, where a woman was shot and killed last summer. Sean, you have news of a big break in this case.
Truly a big break. A tragedy here at the Woodward Inn, but it happened months ago. Really just one clue to this one is this. 24-hour video, good cameras here. That gave MSP something to go on. They truly called this investigation.
All right, YouTube, I'm not laughing at the video. I'm laughing at the chat right now, bro. Just FYI, bro.
A whodunit. Well, it has been solved, and now Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy made the announcement today.
She was beloved in her community, and she was known to be generous and a compassionate person, according to her family and many, many friends.
Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy highlighting the tragic and mysterious murder of Asia Davis. Let me take you back to June 1st, 2023, and the Woodward Inn in Highland Park. A security camera capturing this person coming in, then running out. But that person wasn't captured for months. That night, police finding the body of the 36-year-old Asia Davis in her room. She had been shot in her head.
Nah, that's super messed up. Not gonna lie, not finding out for months, bro, was definitely more tactical than the first guy we just reacted to. Not gonna lie, cut. The first camera footage we seen, bro, face was right there. This dude, he was maxed up. This was definitely premeditated, and as messed up as what this is, cuz did have to get locked up for that. Cause at the end of it, this was somebody's family member right there. But you know what I'm saying, like, you gotta communicate, because a person's gonna crash out. Me personally, I would have crashed out too, just because you did not tell me what was going on.
It is alleged that the defendant shot and killed her. At the time of her death, she had recently completed nursing school and was going to start a new job when her life was tragically cut short.
At last, a break in what was a very cold case. This 18-year-old Carlos Lamar Scotland was arrested this week and charged with Davis's murder.
Carlos Lamar Scotland is 18 years old. He has been charged with the following offenses: first-degree murder, felony firearm, carrying a concealed weapon, and resisting and obstructing a police officer.
Back here live at the Woodward Inn in Highland Park. That's an 18-year-old now facing all of those charges. Prosecutor Worthy says we'll learn more about the circumstances of what went down here when he goes to court in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, like, it's just that communication, bro. Like, I feel like this would have went a totally different way if there was just communication before bro did anything. Like, could you just gotta communicate that type of stuff. You never know what people gonna do.
And just recently, he went viral again for doing this inside of the courtroom.
Today was the first day of testimony in the trial of a man accused of killing a transgender woman in Highland Park.
But the proceedings ended abruptly when the defendant fell asleep. CBS News Detroit's Andres Gutierrez joins us from 30th District Court with what exactly happened in that courtroom.
Well, before this morning's proceedings got underway, the defendant, Carlos Scotland, was talking to his attorney, mouthing something to someone in the gallery. But once the first witness took the stand, well, he couldn't stay awake.
Mrs. Scotland, are you okay?
Many in the courtroom saw
tripping, bro. Cuz tripping, bro. There's no way Cuz was so. You said bro got activated like a honey pack. Bro, he got put to sleep, bro. He's sleeping in court right now, bro.
This is pure disrespect.
Is your client still awake?
Carlos Scotland dozing off as the lead investigator recounted the inconsistencies during his interrogation of the 18-year-old charged with the June 2023 murder of Asia Davis at the Woodward Inn.
Did the defendants ever suggest that there was some type of altercation in the room?
Yes.
And when you look at that picture, sir, is there anything that would suggest there was a struggle or altercation in that room?
Not at all.
MSP Detective James Plummer says Scotland eventually admitted to shooting Davis.
And could you tell us, what did he say as it relates to that, sir?
That he, after the victim swung at him, that he shot the victim in the face or neck area.
Okay. And are you familiar with the medical examiner's report in this case, sir?
Yes.
Okay. And was the victim shot in the face or the neck, sir?
No.
In fact, where was she actually shot?
In the back of the head.
Literally in the back of the head at close range, correct?
Yes.
Did he ever correct that part of it?
No.
Scotland initially claimed it was all done in self-defense after she allegedly attacked him with a knife.
He initially said that he had took the knife and discarded it in a field. He then recanted that and said that the victim swung at him with a closed right fist while possessing a phone in the victim's left hand.
Okay. And did he ever say where the knife, the knife was that he claims was there?
He provided great detail initially, looking at a map as to where he discarded this knife before saying that there was no knife.
And just as the detective was getting into details about how Scotland and Davis ended up meeting that fateful night, Scotland's episode began. Eventually, his attorney told the judge another inmate allegedly slipped Scotland 3 pills before coming to court, causing the drowsiness.
Yeah, Cuz already accepted his fate, bro. He pulled out the court, pied the perky, bro. Sat in that courtroom. Cuz already accepted his fate, bro. He know he doing life in prison, bro. Yeah, it's over for him. It was over before the trial even started, bro.
And forcing the judge to adjourn for the day.
Asia Davis, age 36, was found dead in the Highland Park hotel room June 1st, 2023, with a single gunshot wound to her head. And I'm reading this from the article advocate.com. And again, my heart goes out to the family of Asia Davis. But I just want to ask this. Again, this is a person who is young, 17. 17 with a person that's 36 in another state, that's usually illegal, but I did Google the legal age of intercourse as an adult is actually 16. So technically, this is legal. The issue is the young man went there with a premeditated intention to assassinate the individual, Asia Davis, when this shouldn't have happened, okay? I'm not trying to tell somebody how to feel if they feel like they have been violated or they have been tricked. And of course, you know, hey, it could take a part of a masculinity away from an individual. However, the way that they're putting these things out is, listen, this is a person of color, okay? This is a person that got, you know, a shot on the first week of Pride Week. And so this is how they're just, you know, displaying it. So this 17-year-old young man who obviously, you know, didn't tell the story about what really went down was ashamed that this person or the transgender woman was pretending to be a woman that was born like that and didn't tell this young man. So he goes and gets a gun, and now he's gonna face life in prison. I'm gonna tell guys this, especially if you're in some of these cities, and I'm talking about Highland Park is, you know, outside of Detroit, you in DC, you in Atlanta, you need to be very peculiar about, before you go out on these dates, you need to ask a person, were you born genetically a female? Okay, I don't care how old you are. Because
definitely Atlanta, bro. Definitely Atlanta. I heard plenty of stories about the people in Atlanta, bro. Atlanta got everything, bro. They got the STDs, bro. They got the trans people. They also got the scammers. They got the car stealers. Anything that, you know what I'm saying? Atlanta got everything, right? They up all night. Like, I don't know, bruh. Mind you, Atlanta's a cool city, bro, but y'all got everything. You know, I feel bad for Cuz right here. He definitely went out bad. You definitely gotta ask though. You gotta ask, cause at this point, bro, we don't need no more people getting killed over stuff like this. Right? It did not need to go down like that. Not gonna lie, it did not need to go down like that. Yo, if you guys like the video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, man. And listen, you guys watching me on Twitch, bro. So hit that follow button on Twitch. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? King.